Well, how's it going, everybody? It's me, Dan, coming back at you. Trying to get my gloves off. Apologize for that. Pretty stoked. We got, or I should say, I got the frame here. I think, 3/4 of the way finished. So here, let me. So we got the frame all boxed in on the front, and now we're getting ready to finish up the back. You can see I've got some welding done there and started grinding, and quite frankly my back's starting to bother me, so being on my knees all freaking afternoon, it's been a little tough. But anyways, we're getting all this guy boxed in. You can see what this looked like before, right there. Apologize for the camera being all jumpy, but you can see the stitching in there. Got this side yet to finish, so I'll probably do that in the morning. And like I said, I got this side all welded in. I just smoothing it out now. But anyways, super excited, and we got a long ways to go, but hey, we're getting there. Well, once we got the frame all welded up down the bottom and top of both rails, and the center section was ready to get some templates made. So put together a bunch of templates on one side, and I was just going to duplicate that or mirror that image on the other side when we decided to go down and get some steel cuts. So this took just a few hours. It wasn't too long. As you can see, there are several pieces involved, and basically what I'm going to do is create a three-sided channel down that section where the tunnel is, and that'll hopefully provide a lot more strength to the frame, a lot more than stock. I'm super excited to see how well this turns out, and here in a second you'll see the sheet metal pieces once I got them all cut. Well, once we got them all cut, I went ahead and got to work on fitting all of the pieces where they were supposed to go. I did cut these a little oversized, so I knew I'd have to do a little bit of trimming because some of the parts of the frame didn't have complete flatness and wasn't identical on both sides. So took a little bit of work, but we got it all buttoned up and got the welding all done. Here you can see I'm clamping, and this is just to hold the piece up in place. Tack weld in several places, and I did stitch weld this, so I didn't want to overheat the frame or the sheet metal I was putting in and cause a bunch of warping. So I did an inch of stitching per location, and then I changed and went to another spot, did another bit of stitch welding, one side to the other and back and forth. So this literally took me most of the day to finish it out, but once I got it all finished and all the welding was done down both sides of the channel, it turned out really well. I also tested the flex of the frame. Initially, before this was installed, I lifted one corner of the frame almost 2.5 inches off the ground before the opposite end of the frame started to lift off the ground on the same side. That kind of gives you an idea of how much stress or flexibility there was in the frame. Once I was finished doing this addition, that decreased to 1/8 of an inch. So that'll give you an idea of how much strength this applied to that center X of the frame. Once I got it all done, cleaned things up, sanded it all down with a nice heavy grit sandpaper on a DA sander, and there's the old piece that originally closed off that tunnel. Had to take a picture of that so you could see what was originally there. Loaded it up on the trailer and got it media blasted, brought it back, started filling some of the uneven locations on the frame. Some of the little bit of pitting that was there was filled in. None of it was structural problems, just I wanted the frame to look nice and smooth. So took lots of pictures. And as you can see, once I got the epoxy primer on here, the frame looked pretty well brand new. I was happy with the way it turned out, and I'll let this play out so you can see some of the frame without me talking. Well, as you can see, the finish turned out really nice. This frame literally looks brand new. I'm so happy with the way it turned out. So off to painting time. So we decided to paint this with gloss black. As you can see, this is the first side. You can see there's some areas that aren't painted yet. Once I got it flipped up on its side, I was able to do both sides. 3 heavy coats of gloss black, and boy, she turned out beautiful. I'm so happy with how this ended up when I was all finished, and I'm super excited to get the suspension back on the car, all finished up and ready to roll under the body. Here you can see the X-frame section. Again, for those that weren't aware, I designed this to be 3-sided versus channeling another box, so I didn't have to modify the tunnel in the body of the car. My goal was to fit the frame to the body of the car versus cutting body panels out or the floorboard out to make room for frame modifications. This will give this frame significantly more support for twisting and flexing, and won't change the body at all. That was the goal. If somewhere down the road somebody buys this car from me later and they want to put this all back to original, it's going to be pretty easy to do that without having to find old body panels to fit into the original car. So gloss turned out really nice, as you can see here. These plates were all welded full length, top, bottom. Inside there's several I think there was a total of 6 gussets that are attached on all 3 sides, both to the inner original frame side and then the 2 plates that I added to it to create a little bit more strength and rigidity in the frame. Ultimately, I'm super excited. As you can see, the frame turned out beautifully. Again, I can't wait to get this thing back on underneath the car. So the next step is front suspension. We're getting her done. Otherwise, you guys have a great one. Thanks for following along, and we'll catch up with you soon. Cheers.